Hello, welcome back to SummoNerds. I'm Evan.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Toby!
Today we've got a fun one for you. This one was the last one before Joe left. Sadly, he can't be here with us anymore to film this audio because he had to leave again.
But he is with us in spirit in this game.
We love you, Joe!
We do love you, Joe.
And Bay.
Yes. And then this video is the last one that he played with him before he left. We are using the faction dice.
I was going to say, first game that the faction dice are used, and the roll to begin was a 6.
I know, and it was
we got a nice swamp orc symbol.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
So we got, we filmed this right after we opened the faction dice. If you're curious about how that chronologically worked out, why we haven't used them yet, that's why we filmed this just then. So, I'm playing Immortal Elien. I'm going to get my win with him. I had to. I figured, I haven't had a win against Joe on the channel yet. And then I also haven't had a win with Immortal Elien on the channel. I figured I was going to get 2 for 2.
Very true. Yeah, actually, sorry, Joe rolled the Swamp Orc 6 to start the game. It was interesting because your positions I thought were reversed when the game was going on the table.
Oh yeah, but it's because Matt is sitting directly across from where the camera is, and so he would have remembered me on the left. But it was Joe on the left for the camera.
Yep.
At some point, Matt will forget that part of the board is on the camera, and you'll see him trying to text someone. It's exciting. That's just a preview for what's to come.
Wow, we shouldn't spoil so soon.
But in any case, here comes Joe. He's making a vine wall out of his little shaman there.
Classic Mugglug play, killing his own men to make that swamp.
Yeah, it's a nice opening. Just get that opening vine wall out there, and then he's moved up with the Savager, putting pressure on Immortal Elien and my other commons there, killing my warrior. So he's got a little magic to begin with, 2 magic there, and then I'm down 1 unit, which is nice for him. And I have to be a little bit careful with Elien because I've only got so much life with him.
Yep, that opening Savager is always in a lot of decks. I find that so. It's so stressful to deal with that opening Savager from Mugglug. But once it's gone, then you can take a nice deep breath and just play the game.
Oh, there we go. The voice is a little weird. Tea is helpful. So, alright, yeah, so now you saw my hand. I had some Cultists and a couple events that aren't going to help me right now on a wall. So wall in the opening hand is always, I like that a lot. So get ahead, put a nice forward wall out there. I was thinking of trying to dominate that side of the board. With my commons, especially because he's put a weak vine wall on that side as opposed to a strong normal wall, and so then I figured, I'm trying to decide where do I really want this thing. So I ended up putting it there because I wanted to create a choke point so Elien could be safer.
Yep. My
first thought was dominate the one side of the board, and then I decided nope, I'll dominate the other side of the board and I'll create a choke to keep Elien from getting overwhelmed. Because I was a little worried about that Savager. And here's my thought. If I run my commons up to that Savager, I can see whether or not it's worth it to move Elien in for an attack on him as well. I would really like to move the Harbinger towards the Savager instead of this Cultist. But if I moved the Cultist up to the Hunter or something, or up to the wall, and then moved the... Yeah, that's like Swamp Orc symbol, and Joe's trying to find the camera.
And then very scared Cultist.
So if I'd move the Cultist away and then move the Harbinger up, and the Harbinger had been scared, then I would be in trouble. So I decided to try with the Cultist first. If the Cultist got afraid and had to run away, then I can try with the Harbinger. And then if I get one of those two, maybe it's worth getting Elien over, because now I have good odds to take out this Savager early.
Yep, 5 to hit 3 is nice. So
I'm attacking with Elien first, so that hopefully I can get the Harbinger Burning Conjuration on the Savager, because that would be preferable.
Yep, so hoping for a 2 here. Unfortunately...
I got 3 2s, and I don't have any magic, so otherwise I could make 2 of those hits, but I didn't do that.
So that Savager is going to live.
It's going to live.
This turn no matter what.
So I hit 4 2s, specifically.
4,
and then a 5. So got 1 wound on that Savager. That was bad. That was particularly bad.
Yeah, now Elien's open for 3 dice right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
I think I tossed both my Cultists there and maybe a forced conversion too. I tossed 2 cards I can see there for sure. I might have tossed a third. I can't tell which I threw away, but I definitely got rid of some stuff because I I want to draw next turn, and I want to be able to use
Yep.
either
So
summon
that's
something or have magic
Wow.
to deal damage.
Was that a hand of all commons from Joe? Apprentice, Mage, Hunter, Shaman,
That would have been nice.
Savager.
Yeah. Yeah, so Joe has the Apprentice mages in there. Some people have some issues with that combination, the Apprentice mages in Muglug's deck. We have always played with them and been okay with it, so I know that's not everyone's experience with that, but so far with us it's been alright. So we haven't banned anything, particularly from our games.
Right.
But yeah, when we play you guys in like Vassal and stuff, we're okay with different rules sometimes too. That's fine.
Pretty
But
much just play whatever anybody wants. And
exactly. So, but yeah, in this particular on the app or something, we can play with no mercs if you request that of us. But in this particular matchup, we were just going with the Apprentice mages.
Yep.
So here goes Joe, coming out with a nice 0-coster, so he can just keep his magic, try to get odds on my Harbinger, and then the Savager right up in Elien's face.
Yep.
It's a nice play, really.
Mm-hmm.
What he gets is 2 hits on Elien.
Another Swamp Work 6.
Those are pretty looking when they're yours, I'm sure. I'm sure those
I can
are
only
nice
imagine
looking.
myself. I have not yet rolled in the faction.
I know. I feel so bad. Matt hasn't got a game with him yet, so we'll get him. We'll get him soon. And then he missed 2 with the Hunter on that Harbinger, so the Harbinger will live for sure.
Unless he wanted to make that.
He could have spent a magic.
Yeah, but he just did 1.
Yeah, I don't know if that was for the best.
Yeah,
or not.
actually, considering Purge in this deck, that might not have been the best play. I probably would have tried to kill that Harbinger for sure, just because the Purge denies the Harbinger as well as killing the Apprentice Mage.
Yeah, and wounding the Hunter.
Yep.
Or just attacking with the Harbinger and being able to definitely, or very likely, get a Burning Conjuration.
Mm-hmm.
Not
But
definitely at all.
right, right. But unfortunately, no Purge.
Do you have a couple Warlocks in that hand? I'm playing Immortal Elien with some Warlocks. They would have been much more useful if the Savager died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely true.
Easier to get the
they're,
Warlocks out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's -2 Warlocks already on Elien. I like to summon potentially 3 during the game with Elien at full health.
Yeah, I've seen Matt do that before many times actually. Play Elien with Warlocks and then summon 3 of them over the course of the game, and the only wounds done to Elien were Matt.
It's just so magic efficient for him, and he can spend that magic in other ways to make sure his hits go through.
Yeah, because that's a ton of magic you're saving.
Yep.
That's 9 magic that you're saving effectively,
Yeah.
and then you get that magic is
And with the magic, you can control your attacks.
Or you can summon more things. You can use it for
more things.
just about anything.
Yep. Now what you could have done was use the force conversion on the Savager and then attacked Elien yourself in the game.
That's I could have tried to kill myself there.
I see you didn't like that idea. So
no, I've got that Harbinger there.
Oh.
And the Elien killed the Savager.
I did that same thing. I think that Phoenix Elf 6. I'm looking at like the 2 dots on the Phoenix symbol and thinking it's a 2, but it was the symbol, so it was a 6.
That's the Phoenix Elf symbol.
I did that during the game too. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
It's a miss. No, yeah, it was a hit. It was. I got my faction symbol. Yeah. So it really is satisfying.
So did it feel good?
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Okay.
Up there it is again.
See, again, like I was like, is that 2 or what is that?
So that was nice. I did kill that Hunter outright, and now I'm going to see if I get a Burning Skeleton. I had to pay for the last one, and I have to pay for this one.
Yep.
So I think it's for 1 magic. I just think it's worth it.
Yeah, that was interesting. Interesting sequence of events there. So the Burning Skeleton comes out and the Vine Wall comes out.
Yep.
So it's
Yep. Neither one of them deal with the Vine Wall definitely comes out because a unit was destroyed, and it doesn't say anything else about that. And then the Burning Skeleton doesn't need to be summoned onto an empty space. As per its rules, it just needs to be. Same thing as the Vine Wall. So they just both end up there.
I believe even if it did, can't the Burning Skeleton take precedence anyway over the wall?
It depends on if it's immediately or not.
Yeah, true.
Because I think Muglugs might say immediately, but I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me. So got a Vine Growth there. Somebody can comment if you remember off the top of your head.
Growth that vine.
So yeah. Now I've reversed this position fairly well. I've got those Burning Skeletons, which can burn his magic, They might not give him any magic when he attacks them. Got a couple Harbingers that are doing all right, and then Elien's weak, but he's still scary to approach because he's got all that attack and he can make it hit. Mugglug's doing fine, but yeah, I don't know, it's not. I'm not in such a losing position anymore. I'm not such a bad one.
Oh, the Tusk himself.
The Tusk is out. This is actually a problem for me.
Yeah, Mick the Tusk is just a great champion in any deck he can be in.
Yeah, it's true. Any deck that you can put Mick the Tusk in, I think he's
interested to try it out in Natazga's deck.
Yeah. I guess he wouldn't be super special in Farah's deck.
No, I guess he can go. No, he can't. Yeah, no, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course he can go in there. Yeah, I guess he wouldn't unless you built a deck around maybe some swamp orc things that can somehow
spore carriers,
some beasts, yeah, some swamp.
Oh
beasts.
Yeah, swamp beasts. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, their abilities.
I mean that's very expensive and
yeah. No, I don't think I'd like to do that.
Yeah, very situational where Mick the Tusk would be getting attack boosts,
but you could do it. Somebody should try it, just for fun. Yeah, Mick the Tusk though in any swamp orc deck, he is just so magic efficient. I just can't imagine really playing Mugglug or Glurblub without him, because for 5 cost, he's got 6 life and 2 attack, already worth it pretty as far as I'm concerned, and almost never does he have 2 attack. He almost always has 3 attack. Almost always has at least 3. It's not hard to get 4 like Joe just got, and then just crushing everything. 4 attack, 4 attack, 6 life. That's What champion of the Swamp Orcs has 4 attack, 6 life?
Glurp?
Glurp, thank you.
Yeah.
Glurp has a negative ability to offset how amazing he is, and his he costs 1 more magic than Mick. And Mick is not hard to get the same stats as Glurp, and you can even boost his attack farther than that. So
with no drawbacks to playing events or anything like that. Now, if you notice,
Ambush is amazing with Mick.
Yeah, giving him even extra, but Evan rolled a 1 for that burning skeleton, so that is the worst case scenario for those.
It's not worth it to pay that magic. Not for me anyway. In this position, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I've done that before. I've paid 3 magic for a burning skeleton to burn one.
But I wasn't worried about him summoning something specifically with the magic from the skeleton, or like there wasn't a situational reason I needed that to go a specific way, so I just didn't deal with it. So. I moved to where I did. I can get a nice attack with the Burning Skeleton. The Harbingers, I'm going to try to get rid of some Vine Walls and just make sure Elien's safe. Yeah, that was all that. I mean, it wasn't a spectacular position now because Mick is so powerful.
Yep.
Now I want to make sure I'm not letting Joe create more Vine Walls easily, so I'm going to go ahead and with the Harbinger here and try to save his Harbinger buddy. He doesn't, but he gets 1. Then the Harbinger on his own wall will try again. I know that I'm setting it up so Joe can just kill that and make another Vine Wall, but it's still, if he doesn't take the time to do that, then I have a Harbinger who can move next turn. And the Burning Skeleton.
Yep.
To Mick. 2 1s. So, 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2.
Yeah, 1 and
so
2.
I pay a 1 magic to get 1 wound, I think, is what I'm going to do here. I think it takes me a second, but I eventually fold.
I would do that, yeah.
1 magic for 1 wound is typically a worthwhile trade.
Yep.
But at least in my experience, that's the case. But I resent having to do it when you're rolling 2 dice.
Yeah. Yep, definitely true.
So I do change 1 of them.
I mean, ideally, the 2 dice were supposed to hit there because they had the magic to make 2 hits possible, but
yeah,
it was just
or at least 1 should hit just because.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
1 should just.
That's
hit.
why 1 should just hit, and then the other should be able to be paid for to hit.
Yep.
Too.
If it's worth it. If it's So I got 1 wound there. We forgot to put the wound on Mick. We'll do it eventually. So Joe's got less of a bad position now. Savager, Swordsman. It's kind of a fun one in this.
There's Glarg. Glarg
is phenomenal also. Yep. Apprentice Mage again, solid, and Ambush.
Ambush, uh-oh.
Yeah. So he's got 3 magic it looks like, so his options are Swordsman, Apprentice Mage, and then if he wanted to play Ambush.
Yep.
But I think probably he won't because he could make better use of that later.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he could surround that burning skeleton with 7 or like 8 magic, right?
Yeah, 8 attack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, you could do it with 8 magic.
Oh. Okay. You're seeing the move. I don't see.
You can surround it with magic. No, it would be.
So Joe's trying to figure out where he's going to put these. It takes him a second, so I sped the video up a little bit, but he's deciding how he best wants to do this.
Now, he is considering an ambush play. He tried to move the swordsman onto the vine wall where the burning skeleton was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't actually do that because the swordsman can't. Yeah, this is tricky to explain.
Yeah, the swordsman can't move through a space that has a vine wall and a unit on that vine wall.
Right.
If I remember the rules correctly, that was a specific ruling that has been asked about on the forums and we checked on.
Yeah, just because he can move through both separately, cards can't move onto... They can't double stack on a vine wall at any point.
Yeah. And the same thing is true of cards that can fly. Warrior Angels can't move over a double stacked unit like that, I don't believe. That one's more obvious because the Warrior Angel could get trapped on the vine wall and then need to stay on top of the unit. But I believe it also still applies to Swordsmen.
Mm-hmm.
So he does get himself in a position where he can maybe kill my Harbinger. He can kill the Burning Skeleton and move up with Mugglug, which is a play that I've always thought was interesting. That the choice between
another 1 for the Burning Skeleton.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided not to pay to burn that because, again, I'm not in a position where him having 1 extra magic is a huge deal, and I don't want to pay 3 to do that.
Right.
So I need my magic to be able to summon next turn because he's going to wipe out half of my units anyway. I don't want to pay 3 magic into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Oh yeah, I was saying the difference. There's 2 choices here with Mugglug and with like Grognak and some other summoners that have just beefy hit point values and attack values and have a global ability. You don't have to get them in the fight. But you can, because they're effectively an extremely strong champion that you start on the board.
Mm-hmm.
You have starting on the board. So Joe's moving up with Mugglug. He could move him into the back corner and leave him there all game. But I kind of like what he's doing because I enjoy having Mugglug in a position where if my opponent pulls out a champion, Mugglug can run up with an ambush and swing 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice, along with like maybe a champion doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then can, if the worst comes to worst, can probably retreat through his vine walls.
Yeah, Mugglug's got really good...
He's got some escape mechanisms.
Yes, that's exactly the word I was looking for, escape. He's got good escape mechanisms, so if he just runs back through his own swamp, it's hard for another player to follow him because they have to run through the swamp and actually make it through without getting caught. So, yeah, he's just a strong summoner to have in the fight.
Yep.
So I've got a Warlock, Cultist, Force Conversion,
both from the ashes.
2 from the ashes, and those are really important for Immortal Elien.
Mm-hmm.
They can help turn this position I'm in around.
Yep. From the ashes can make or break a game.
Yes.
Usually just makes them because it's such a good card. So that's why it's important not to cluster your low health units next to each other.
I was really excited when I saw that Apprentice Mage, and I thought Joe was going to leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
Then he killed it, made it a Vine Wall. But if he hadn't, then I was going to attack the Swordsman with the Harbinger, and then create a Burning Skeleton that killed the Apprentice Mage, and then from the ashes.
And
then attack Mugglug.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen, so kudos to you, Joe. Well played.
Yes, indeed. That's a...
Not leaving a big play for me open. So, all right, so I'm still going to go with the Harbinger on that Swordsman. That's just too tempting to hit. If I am able to hit this thing, 2 2s, so I will pay 1 for that.
One,
yeah, kill the Swordsman.
Magic, see.
I still get the Swordsman as magic, so it's really a net win for me even still because I took one of his commons off the board.
Yep.
And now I have the chance at a Burning Skeleton, which I paid for again.
Yep, I don't think a Burning Skeleton's come out just on its own.
Thankfully, I've only ever had to pay 1 for them.
Yep.
So that's nice. because I think that's the average amount you have to pay for a Burning Skeleton if you want a 100% success rate. If you want a 100% success rate for Burning Skeletons, I think, you either pay 0 if you get a 4 through 6, so that's 3 spots at a 0, or 1 at a 3, 2 at a 2, 3 at a 1, and then if you average that, that's 6. You could pay 6 total, divided by 6 possible die outcomes. So 1 is the average number that you have to pay for Burning Skeleton if you want a 100% success rate. But like a 90% success rate is all I was looking for, or even 75 or something like that, and I didn't. Yeah, I paid a lot. So Joe's got some
growth's always nice.
Yeah. That Savager is just scaring me.
Yeah, he just keeps hanging out. He can come out at any time.
Savagers are just amazing commons. They can cause so much damage.
Now with all that magic, they can be soloed pretty easily with all that magic by Elien himself.
That's true. Elien rolling 3 dice is very likely to just outright kill a Savager if he has any magic.
Yep.
Backing him up. So I did manage to get rid of Joe's common and create a Burning Skeleton that got 1 wound on the wall that is under it, which is nice. This is the thing I really like about Harbingers in Immortal Elien's deck. They flip around the board position quickly from your opponent having more units to you having more units. Same can be done with From the Ashes. But Harbingers are just, you don't have to use an event on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Burning Skeletons are great conjurations. I don't like them as much as Gorgons, personally. Yeah. But I think they are very close in my book.
That's why you got to pay for the Gorgon typically. I guess you have to sometimes pay for the skeleton, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, if you want like a 100% rate with the skeletons, I think you're expected to pay 1, sort of. It's one way to look at that anyway.
Yeah.
But you sometimes get them for free, and you don't ever get a Gorgon for free. That would be amazing. Gorgons are incredible.
Yeah.
Really interestingly, the Burning Skeleton's ability is half of why it's so good. The stats are nice, but they're not stellar. They're just the ability's incredible.
But where they can come in on the board is just huge. How they get positioned.
They can hurt clustered units so well. And so Joe has done this thing I sort of like. He's tried to block Mick from being able to be hit by putting an Apprentice Mage next to him. Mick is going to probably take care of this Harbinger because he's rolling a bajillion dice. And what is he rolling right now? 6 dice?
Something 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think it's 6.
Yep.
On this poor Harbinger. But I have a Burning Skeleton that might get to attack him. I can summon something else that might be able to get where the Harbinger is if I get some nice die rolls over the vine walls. And then that Apprentice Mage is not necessarily blocking everything.
Yep.
So there goes my Harbinger.
That is a very dead Harbinger.
Yes. So, interestingly, that Apprentice Mage, is only blocking so much right now because, like we said, clustered units against Immortal Elien don't necessarily put you in a good position.
Right.
What I am worried about, though, is that vine wall in between my 2 walls that could lead to Elien.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got a wall in his hand.
Wall and big Karthos.
I do finally have a champion, but I can't use it to get around to Mugglug, which is how I would want to use Karthos right now.
Yep. Definitely.
So I just gotta wait.
Play the waiting game.
Yeah, I'm going long game here for sure because in a short game scenario, if I was to really push hard, I'm actually interestingly though, I say I'm planning long game. I'm planning an assassination because I'm burning my deck way faster than Joe is, and you can't see that very well. I apologize, the camera just didn't capture my deck very well, but I'm actually plowing through my deck, and Joe is moving at a very leisurely pace through his. That's really I'm dropping events.
A lot more Fallen Phoenix in the Magic than you would like. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's most of my Magic is Fallen Phoenix actually. And most of his magic is Fallen
That's
Phoenix.
yeah, that's what I meant. I meant his, but that's true. Your magic pile is pretty much your own cards.
Yep.
And
So
his is a lot of your cards.
Yep. So that's a problem. He got that strong champion out early, and I've missed a couple rolls here to put me in a better position. But I think where I am right now is actually okay. I'm sad that I didn't have a different unit besides a cultist. If I had like a warrior or a harbinger, that would have been better right now. But cultist will work. Then I'm going to try with this burning skeleton to get it in position.
Yeah, now let's see that.
If it makes it, I actually have a decent bit of magic. I have reasonable odds to kill Mick this turn. Because I've got like 4-ish magic, and so that gives me okay odds.
And that's scary about Immortal Elien with all that magic. Cultist just brings him down, and then the skeleton finishes is the idea.
And interestingly, it'd be worth it to spend most of my magic to kill Mick at this point. Because Mick is causing way too many problems. I did roll 6 with the burning skeleton, so it's in place. So now I just have to see what I can do with cultist to the apprentice mage.
Yep, here we go, big cultist.
Hitting this die is important too, but I can of course make it hit if I need to. I hit it, that's all I needed. I didn't need anything more than a 3. So
from the ashes, get that cultist out.
Yep, gonna get a nice fallen phoenix cultist. So I can roll and either hit a 6 or pay for 1. Either way, as long as I roll a hit, we're good.
Let's just hit one.
Yeah, I would like that.
Why pay for one when you have the option of rolling one?
I think at some point during the game I decided that rolling I'm rolling both Fallen Kingdom and Phoenix Elf die because I was the amalgamation of those two factions, and I think I was the alliance there, so I think I decided at some point that one of them liked 6s more. So I rolled and I hit a 1. So it's not the Phoenix Elf.
That's the one we've seen.
And then I hit a 2 and a 5. I do pay, I believe, for that 2 to be a 3, so that he's within range of the cultist next turn.
Yep.
Hitting a 1 was bad. If I had hit a 3, I would have been okay.
Yep.
If I'd hit a 3, I still would have killed that.
I think you would have killed him if you have.
I think
3 more magic in it.
Yeah. I think I had 4 magic that turn. So. Didn't happen. I hit a 1. I could have made it a hit if I really paid for it.
Yep. You could have gotten 1 extra hit with a lot more magic.
Yep.
But no, there is big Glarg is in the hand still.
Yep.
Can come out at any time. We got a couple cultists out here. At least that cultist didn't have to wound himself.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
But he is probably going to get wailed on because Mick is like...
Mick has so much in the way of attack dice right now. He has
7, I believe.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is why Mick is just so powerful, and now he's got Glarg and
yeah. Now Glarg and Mick are like swamp buddies.
Swamp buddies.
Yeah.
And then
so you call 2 friends in the swamp.
2 friends. They're just 2 friends in the swamp. Nothing weird about that.
Just a couple of champion friends. Yep.
He gets 1, which is all he needed with Glarg.
And of course,
I got it. But he has no magic, and he designed it that way. He even summoned that Shaman just to get rid of his magic, so burning skeleton wouldn't be able to take it. He actually didn't need the Shaman there. It doesn't hurt being there because it kind of protects Glarg a little bit.
Yep, and in that situation where you just have 1 magic left,
and
you need to get rid of that burning skeleton, you might as well summon the unit. It's an extra unit they have to worry about. So you're getting more out of your magic than if it were burned, obviously. So
it was an extremely solid play. I think he just hit 5 out of 7, so good for Joe. Those are the odds. So
killed that Cultistimo.
Yep.
There's
almost twice over.
Yeah,
almost twice over.
Almost, but not quite.
So Elien is again almost all alone.
Look at this. The map is funny looking. It's just a big cluster of walls.
Yeah, right in the middle.
It almost looks like a hexagon or something.
And then Elien alone in the corner crying. Crying for his mom.
Sounds like Elien.
Yes, yeah.
Sounds like Prince Elien.
It does. Immortal Elien is supposed to be more dignified than that, but he's not showing it right now.
Yeah.
He's running away.
So I'm curious. Anyone's thoughts is unrelated. Who else has this great vision of Immortal Elien taking the role of the primary antagonist of Atharia by dethroning Rhett Talus?
Yeah, Matt's got this great vision of Elien betraying Rhett somehow spectacularly and then becoming the primary antagonist in the lore. The lore that it hasn't really moved anywhere for a long time.
Yeah, well, we can dream.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So, all right. So, yeah, I did with the Harbinger kill the Shaman. I'm going to see if I can go ahead. I got one above a 6. I can pay for a skeleton again if I want. I think I do because it's always worth it.
Yeah.
For 1 magic, I actually think for 1 magic it probably is always worth it. Unless you really needed that magic for something else, why would you not do it? It's just very magic efficient because a burning skeleton is definitely worth more than 1 magic. So now, I think the problem is I have 2 magic, and I was a little worried for a second that if I rolled a 3, I couldn't kill Mick. But I roll a 6 outright, so that was nice.
Yeah.
If I'd rolled a 4 or higher, I would have killed. I had a 50% chance of killing him outright.
You slammed Mick on that magic pile, too. There was,
boom! Yeah. I had nothing personal up against Mick. Just against Joe.
It was just business.
Joe.
It was just against Joe.
But obviously the Fallen Kingdom dice like 6s more, so
yeah. Well, we've learned that from all this. So.
Yeah, because when I rolled that I rolled the Phoenix Elves, it was a 1,
whereas the Fallen Kingdom was a 6.
Yeah.
So
and I did use From the Ashes to get that cultist out, and I'm gonna attack.
So yeah, that's another good point. If you're using Fallen Kingdom, there's no issue. But if you're using Fallen Phoenix, the one you want to hit a 6, definitely roll the Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom dice, yeah. They also just look cooler because the marbled colors in there, which are a little hard to see from this angle, but they're really pretty. There's like lots of greens and like blues and things, and then the dots are all in gold, which is cool. And the Phoenix Elves are just like kind of red.
Right, exactly. Yeah, kind of red is.
All the dice look really cool.
Yeah, I know.
But I was really specifically kind of like, man, these.
I do think the Fallen Kingdom that they did. I just love the Fallen Kingdom design and in the game. It's just
I definitely have the dice. I think are like pretty good looking, but they're one of them. So I did get get a 4, and then I paid for it so that I did get a nice hit on Mugglug. So now he is weaker. He's not in what I would call typical kill range. He's what Elien was at the beginning of the game. But and I had to work really hard to get him there. But he is actually in a range of health where if I worked really hard, I might be able to assassinate him. I might be able to get him in a position where I can hurt him, and he can't kill the unit that's hurting him in 1 turn, giving me two consecutive turns of attacks.
Yep.
And I might be able to kill him under those weird circumstances.
Right.
So it's no longer unwinnable from an assassination standpoint. However, I'm out of From the Ashes. I think I've thrown away most of my Burnt Sacrifice and Purge and other events because my hand was clogged and I desperately needed magic to be able to fund my units and the Elien's ability.
And I mean, Purge and Forced Conversion are both situational. It is annoying in some of those wounded instances where no Purges came up just because there are 3 copies of them.
Yep.
But
Burnt Sacrifice was the one I really didn't want to get rid of, but honestly, I need my commons so badly this game. I can't afford to kill them because Joe is already killing them all so fast, and they're all kind of costly, and I can't afford to slip back like that and just summon a common only to let it die. And I haven't had very many turns where Joe has let me have a wounded common of mine on the board when I start my turn. Yep. That's been really rare. He kills anything that's wounded.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why he's had so much magic this game. Yeah.
Now, the ensnare did go down, so we're going to play a little bit of like Vine volleyball here with this cultist.
Try to get my cultists in a slightly easier position to kill them with less repercussions if he misses. I think that's the goal. Oh, here we go. Yeah, get that Harbinger in a worse spot so it's not as big of a problem. Smart.
Yep.
And he can kill these cultists pretty easily.
Yep. Both at 1 hit left. Now that there's a live cultist up there. I guess it can only do 2 wounds maximum is the thought here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think what he's doing is ambush. So now he has 4 to hit
Oh,
1
right. Of course,
on each
of course
cultist.
He hasn't moved yet. That was just...
Yeah, he has 4 to hit 1 on each cultist, and then even more than that, the swordsman, where the swordsman's about to move, is in a place where it can hit either the cultist or the harbinger if Glarg misses the cultist.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, probably what he'll do is he'll attack swordsman to cultist, and then if the swordsman misses, then Glarg will kill it. But otherwise, Glarg will kill the harbinger.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's starting with Glarg on the harbinger, though, which is... I think, actually, if you're really looking for the most efficient way, I think he should have flipped those, but that's okay, because he got it. Mm-hmm. He got that harbinger, and he'll probably get the swordsman. 3 to hit 1 is great odds. But for all you taking tips out there, I actually do think that was probably... He probably should have attacked with the swordsman first to make sure he killed that cultist, because otherwise I could have had 2 more wounds on Mugglug, maybe.
Yep, definitely true. And Big Mug taking out that
3 attacks, 3 of my units.
Yeah, 3 attacks, 3 units.
And 3 magic for him.
Yep.
That was as bad as a turn can go, kind of, for me. This game has actually been really... I edited it not that long ago, so I watched it again. And but it's really interesting how the game swings back and forth so wildly in numbers of units on the board for both sides.
Yeah, no, definitely true.
It's really fun that I have a bunch of units, then Joe kills all of them. Then I kill a bunch of his and get a whole bunch more units out of nowhere, then Joe kills all of those. And it's just back and forth, all right in that middle area.
Oh, hey.
There's Matt's phone. You can see what apps he likes.
You can see some... you can see a Pokédex, it looks like, in that, in that screen.
Should all tell us what Pokemon team you are.
Oh.
Pokemon Go.
Team Instinct, everyone.
Yeah.
The few, the proud. No.
The few, the proud. But, there are fewer of them. That's actually so far true.
Yep.
In any case... I'm trying to decide where exactly I want to move because there's no good move for me this turn. I just need to change some of the cards in my hand, see what I can do to hurt some of these walls. I think I just tried to attack that weak and divine wall. Nope, I attacked the one under me. I think I should have attacked the weak one, but that's okay.
I was thinking that too during the game. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know why I did that actually. I should have just attacked that weak one. I think I was trying to get a spot opened up next to my wall, but of course he's just going to kill my burning skeleton, so it's not actually going to open up any of them. Yeah, and if I killed the wall in front of me, then he...
it doesn't really make a big difference.
It doesn't. But it was the wrong move. It was wrong.
Yep.
So, in any case, this is one of those turns. There are some turns... I just needed to mill my deck a little bit more. I needed a couple more cards, and I needed to reposition myself. I didn't actually want to stall out the game and force Joe to rush me. I really just wanted to get Elien into a better position so that maybe he could make a key play. I realized that in my deck, I think my big play, I only have so many more commons left in my whole deck. I only have so many more champions. I think I've probably tossed a champion or 2 at this point. I don't think Karthos is still in my hand. I think I forgot to show my hand pretty recently here, but I don't think Karthos is in it anymore. I think I tossed him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, because the magic was definitely more pressing, although obviously if you could have preserved him in some way, you could have definitely had a surprising attack. Definitely couldn't generate 3 precise die.
No, I couldn't have generated 4, which is what I need.
Oh, yeah, 4.
I need 4 precise die, and I'm not going to get that from Karthos in one turn. Yeah. And even if I could, I can't get to... If Joe stays where he is, I can't get to him with Karthos.
Right.
And I didn't see any reason Joe needed to get closer than that with Mugglug. Mm-hmm. He could...
no, definitely true.
He has more deck than me, even still. He has a full health champion, and I've got a much weaker summoner. Mm-hmm. So, what occurred to me, though, is I do have one more play that could just topple Joe in one turn. And that was a play I've been thinking about for the entirety of the game. Joe goes ahead and kills his own swordsman for the magic, which is probably fine to do. Mm-hmm. So it hits me in this moment. My play has actually opened up. I dropped everything previously so that I have 10 magic. 10 magic is a really key number if you're playing someone as Immortal Elien. That's huge. And the reason is Helkar costs 6 and Cultists cost 2 each. And so Helkar and 2 Cultists could get played in that turn, and that can generate 6 dice from an unusual angle, and that's what I'm about to do. So Joe hasn't seen this coming yet. If Helkar moves over that vine wall, there's one vine wall she needs to move over, but if she does, I have 6 to hit 4. And I guess I didn't have quite enough that turn. I think I just dropped enough to get to 10. Yeah. So next turn I'll be able to do that potentially.
Yep.
Joe is going to just probably hammer on my wall here, because there's no reason to move closer with Mugglug, and there's no reason to be really scared of Glarg getting hit.
Yeah, unless you are envisioning Helkar moving in some way with all that magic, then you should get Mugglug out of the way.
I think Joe was envisioning me using, because I don't think he asked how much I had. I think he was just assuming I was going to get the Hellfire Drake out and just try to out-champ slug him.
Right.
Which is not wise against the Swamp Orcs when they have...
The attack dice, yeah.
No, I don't think... The Swamp Orcs, when they have such a good swamp going, I think that's unwise, because Glarg is 2 magic efficient. 3 attack, 6 life is way better than 3 attack, 9 life for the cost difference. Way better. I think it's like 1 magic better. But, still, it's better. Mick the Tusk is better when there's a bunch of swamp around him, and Turt is, I think, better at single one-on-one champ combat than the Hellfire Drake is. So, and those are Joe's 3 champions are all extremely magic efficient champ killers. So, in any case,
it is ideal for Immortal Elien to see Turt come out last, because if he can wipe the board, then he can guarantee Turt will just lose.
That's true. If Turt is the last thing on the board, and that's all Elien has to deal with, Elien has like a 100% success rate against Turt himself, because all he needs to do is run away and keep shooting him from range. And he can even ensure that some of the hits go through. Not all of them, but a few of them. So, I'm moving back with Elien. I'm getting Joe lulled into a false sense of security, while also seeing if it's possible, making sure that I can't be attacked from that side where Joe just put that wall, but also seeing if I can swing around towards the camera side of the board with Elien later if Joe's not able to. Basically, I'm trying to create 2 fronts, and it's possible Joe won't be able to confront Elien directly, but I'll still let Elien get into the fight. That's kind of what I'm trying to threaten, anyway.
Right.
All right, so we've got ambush, Turt, and snare, Vineguard, wall, ambush.
Ambush, Turt, and snare. Wow, he's got a lot of repeat cards.
I said this twice now, but I guess I didn't have enough magic, and I keep dropping to get to it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm also picking between each turn. I've got a couple commons in my hand, and I think that what I have on the very top of my magic pile is a Fallen Phoenix Cultist. What's interesting about that is a Fallen Phoenix Cultist could do potentially 4 damage by itself in 1 turn on Mugglug. But it would have to get good rolls. It would have to get 2 hits, and one of them could be modified to a 6. But if I'm paying... Obviously, if I pay for 2 Fallen Phoenix Cultists, I'm not... that's if I had 2 Fallen Phoenix Cultists, even, which I don't think I did. I think I only had 1, and then 2 Fallen Kingdom Cultists in my hand. I had to choose between them. I could only have 2. If I go with 2, then I have no magic to modify the Fallen Phoenix Cultist die. If I go with only 1 Fallen Phoenix Cultist, I'm putting a lot of weight on 2 dice, and hoping that I don't roll like a 1 or something, and I can't do anything with that. So I went with this because it's a slightly safer play. 6 to hit 4 are really good odds. I did get over the vine wall, so now
key. You had to get over the vine.
I had to get over the vine wall. If I didn't, what I would have done was I could have had 6 to hit 6 on Glarg. Was my idea, and then I'm just walloping on Glarg, and Helkar's in like a halfway safe position, and she can do the same thing next turn maybe if any of my cultists remain, or if I have like maybe 1 more in my hand. So
So here's big roll 1.
1. All right. That's okay. And I don't have any magic to modify that 2 into a 3, sadly.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because if I just go 3 out of 3, like the odds kind of were total, but I get 2.
Yep.
So I didn't get the 6 out of 6. I got 3.
Yep. So one more hit on Mugglug, but Mugglug himself absolutely can't whack those cultists.
Yeah. So this is still an okay position. The cultists have to be attacked by something other than Mugglug. Glarg, it only took 1 hit, so that's not a big deal. But Helkar is still up there either way. Helkar could attack Mugglug from range if Mugglug doesn't get into a safe place. The cultists have to be killed by something, otherwise they can come after Mugglug. Yeah, and then potentially, I don't have any more magic, so I can't actually.
Yeah, you were debating to toss that last card.
Yeah, I had 1 more card in my hand. I realized that's my last card in my deck. I have 1 more card, and it's in my hand.
Yep.
And I forgot to show it, so I'll tell you what it is. It's a Warlock.
Yeah. So we can still get that one for free
Yeah.
with the health that Elien has.
If Mugglug were to move, for example, 1 straight backwards, or 1 backwards and then 1 farther away from the camera, it's both are within range of a Warlock. I don't think Joe's probably expecting a Warlock right now, because because I haven't played one all game, and he hasn't been dealing with any of my ranged units, really. Helkar's the first ranged unit I've had on the board besides Elien. So it wasn't something that he'd seen recently in the game to consider. And getting out of this position would have been really tricky without this wall. So I was thinking, if he didn't have a wall, or this ensnare was big, then he would be in a really tight spot, and he would need to move Mugglug somewhere. And if he wasn't being extremely careful about it, the Warlock just finishes it for me.
Yep.
But he did have a wall to block off that side, and he did have these 2 cultists get moved around with ensnare. And then ambush. And so
we do have Turt.
So this is really good move on Joe's part.
You know, it's funny if Turt were to move onto a vine, because he can't move 2 spaces obviously. But if Turt were to move onto a vine wall, but you didn't play ambush, then the next turn you played ambush, it actually gives him an escape route.
Yeah.
From vine to vine, or from vine to space.
That's true, because Turt doesn't have vine wall moving capabilities on his own. You have to give them to him with event cards.
Yep.
So he surrounded Helkar. Even if Helkar lived through this, even if Joe didn't get a hit on Helkar, I cannot next turn get a cultist in range of Mugglug. I can't do even that much to boost their attack. Yeah, there's really just not that much I can do, and he's gonna wallop me with 8 dice.
Yep.
All right.
So 3 more come down.
So yeah.
So Helkar has 1 hit left, I believe. Yeah.
And he's rolling on the vine wall under Turt, so that Turt can move next turn.
Yeah.
With Mugglug. It's great that if he had moved Mugglug back even 1 space because he thought maybe it would be safer, it would have been less safe.
Yeah.
So it's really good that he didn't do that. And this is the interesting thing. He didn't move him back any because he was worried that I could just get the cultist out of the way, move Helkar around the side, and move a cultist from 1 space farther away from my wall. That was the play he was really most worried about. So he just didn't want to mess with Mugglug. But that wasn't the play that he needed to be worried about in this exact instance.
Yeah.
He needed to be worried about the Warlock.
So we're going to see if Helkar can move. She can.
She can. So here's my idea. Move in with both cultists. I know they're both on vine walls, so I'm not supposed to be able to move all 3 of these units well. But I'm hoping to just, if I can kill Glarg, that's it. That's all I need to do. So that cultist does not get the roll I needed. He dies.
Yep,
so now I'm a little bit worried. Helkar's not going to kill Glarg on her own. Elien can't kill Glarg on his own. I'm going to go through Joe's discard and just make sure I know what he's got. This last cultist probably can't do anything against Glarg on his own. I need Glarg within kill range so that because Joe's got some more deck left even still, and a little bit of magic, and could potentially play something in the future. So I need to get it to a point where it's, again, like Matt was saying, just Turt. Because if it's just Turt, Elien kills it.
Yep. And Mugglug obviously can't get in the fight if that's the case. He can maybe inch in with Turt, but if he ever...
Yeah, if Turt ever goes down, then Mugglug can't reach Elien before Elien kills him.
Yeah.
It's actually really fascinating. Elien could slowly destroy the walls. I actually still do have a Warlock in my hand, so the Warlock could come out in that instance. If it comes down to Turt, Mugglug, and Elien, he inches in with Turt and Mugglug, and I could summon a Warlock and attack him from behind. So yeah, it's the game has not been lost, even though I missed that 6-hit 4. I'm still in a position where I could win, but again, it has to be through assassination.
Yep.
So Helkar got rid of that Vine Wall because she couldn't really do anything else. I didn't move in with the Cultist. I think I'm going to kill the Vine Wall under the Cultist for 2 reasons. One is I want the Cultist to be able to move next turn, and 2, if it lives, which it's not really supposed to, but again, I only have so many options at this point. I don't have a lot going for me. And 2, if I kill the one where Turt is about to step, then I'm just doing Joe a favor, because he doesn't want that Vine Wall there anymore either. So I could have risked moving the Cultist, but I wanted to move Elien, and the Cultist was likely to just, or was 50%, just could die.
Yeah.
Like my other Cultist, and give Joe even more magic, and I at least want its death curse to go off. That's all I really need.
Yeah, exactly. As much damage as you can do at this point is definitely what a...
If it gets one more wound on Glarg or one more wound on Turt, it's worth it.
Man, I forget all these events Joe still has. A Vine Growth?
I know. That's he really moved through his deck slow, and I burned mine down.
Yeah.
So here comes Glarg on the offensive. It's acceptable. Yep. That play is not bad either. Since I'm out of everything except for one card that he can see as a Fallen Kingdom.
Yep.
So we don't play with sleeves. So Joe knows what faction my card is. That's my last card. He knows it's not an event. It's not going to be some weird From the Ashes or something like that. It's not some purge or anything. I don't know. He doesn't have to worry.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows it's a common or a champion that I don't have the magic to play.
Yep.
What he doesn't know is I don't need magic. He doesn't know that.
Just health on the summoner.
Yeah, exactly. Which I still have right now.
Yep.
All right.
So a wound.
Yeah.
Turt takes a hit.
Wound, death curse on Turt. 1 wound closer to winning this game. So
we're losing.
Oh no. So my wall's getting hit a little bit. That's fine. I had to move here with Elien. If I'd moved to it, I wanted to kill the Vine Wall, but if I moved anywhere to kill the Vine Wall, Glarg could have hit me, and I can't lose my health with Elien. And so I'm thinking Joe probably only has a Shaman or an Apprentice Mage, but he still had a Hunter because he had 3 magic, so he can't play a Savager. The worst case scenario was a Hunter, and he had a Hunter, so he played it. It wouldn't have even been bad if it was like a Vine Mancer. I don't think would have been, not a Vine Mancer. Conjurer
is
with
breaking the Vine Walls.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that would have been equally bad in the worst case scenario. But in any case, this is probably even better for Joe because he can keep the Hunter next to the Vine Wall.
So now Joe getting that 1 hit means that
the game is effectively lost.
Yeah, because now the Warlock can't come out.
To get the Warlock out, I need 3 magic. I can get 1 from killing the Hunter. I can't run away from the Hunter, really. I can't really run away from any of these things. So where Joe moved to, if he'd missed with those 2 die, next turn I could have summoned the Warlock and moved behind Mugglug and killed him. If he'd missed 2 out of 2, which obviously isn't likely, but it was possible, so it was really exciting for me. But where it is now, I can't run away from the Hunter indefinitely. I can't run away from Mugglug. I can't run away from Turt. If he just moves Turt behind Mugglug, I'll never get to Mugglug. Yep. And then he can swing around with Glarg and the Hunter, who are too high life for Elien to take them. So I have to actually just confront this Hunter.
Yep. But interestingly, had those both missed, Mugglug was in for a walloping
I had a
from
90%
that Warlock.
for the win.
Yeah, which was a little bit of an oversight from Joe because Mugglug didn't need to be
where he was.
Yeah,
right.
you
could have just kept him back. So I got those 2 out of 3 there. I've got 1 magic out of my 2 I need. I need to kill basically both of his champions. Or just a wall and a champion, I guess.
So yeah, here
but
comes
this is
Glarg.
the cool play.
Yep.
Here, Glarg gets to move onto the vine wall created by the hunter.
Yep.
Which actually I hadn't thought of.
I
still thought I was going to lose either way,
Yeah.
really. But this was cool.
I wasn't thinking about that vine wall either, and Glarg getting there, so that was awesome.
But now Glarg gets 3 to hits.
So that was the game. Yeah, very very fun to watch.
And I showed that.
Yeah, so
Warlock.
Elien, you actually had 5 health. That's how you're able to summon it just now.
Someday. I summoned it poorly, though, in the back.
Yeah.
I didn't need to kill Glarg, I just needed to kill Mugglug. No, I felt like I struggled to catch a break this game, but it was just so cool. It was so close, and it really showed how dangerous a counter assassination can be, even when you have a massive lead in the Magic economy. And how close I was really close all game to a chance to win. I didn't actually follow through on any of them, but it was nice. Mugglug was played very well. I love the champs Joe picked. They were all very standard, but in like a powerful way. He played a very standard deck with Apprentice mages and things, but I didn't think they contributed so greatly to his victory. They were just, they were good units, though.
This is something a lot of us don't necessarily like.
At Kogar.
Yeah. Like Turt as much. Like to put in Prong.
Yeah.
For Mugglug's deck. I know Joe does that too a lot. Likes to put Prong in there. Evan likes Prong.
Yep.
We all like Prong. But Turt is fun and can be great. So it was fun to see him out there.
Turt's great against melee champs. He dominates melee champs. So that the Fallen Kingdom have lots of melee champs. Elut Ball is very scared of Turt. And Elut Ball is actually pretty decent against other melee champs. So that's cool that, Gul'das is actually scared of Turt. Anyway, that was the game this week. So thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, till next time. SummoNerds out.